Pav Samra, Punjabi Rams, Derby County Supporters Group.
Arvi, Sahota, the Punjabi supporters group for Leyton Orient Football Club.
I guess we got to know about the Punjabios when we came down to Orient last season, I think it was. And then when Orient were up at Derby, we managed to get Arvi and family involved in our Player of the Season presentation. So just to be meeting again on a match day is just brilliant and cementing that bond that we've made as Punjabi supporters groups. I mean, when we started 10 years ago, so 2014, we went to Punjabi Wolves were the only ones around then. And they'd been around for a number of years. So we approached them, got a lot of advice from them, a load of helpful tips. And our big launch event we did a big party in Derby when Wolves came and we won that game 5-0. Just throw that in there. But what that really started then, and I think in line with the Fans for Diversity campaign, it brought a central way of all the groups to new groups. People in Villa and the Blues and all around the country say, we want to do this as well. How do we do it? And a network to share ideas, how we set it up, but just grow and support each other. And now we've obviously got Punjabios as well.
Yeah. Well, Punjabios come on the scene several years back. It was just like started off as a bit of a laugh because started coming to games, realised there's no representation, so just thought, why not? There should be some, so why can't we be the ones to start it? And fast forward a few years, Orient come knocking to make us official, and then from then on, it's been non-stop. So many things that we've been involved with, doing our own launch event as well back in June last year, and from then on, it's been I suppose 100 miles an hour. But the club are so on board with everything, and really can't complain. But with the Derby thing, I remember connecting with Pav when Derby came down to Leyton in the League One fixture, and he didn't realise we were about. He goes, if I knew you were there, we should have met up. We were still unofficial at that point. And so we started chatting, kept in contact, and Derby were going away. We were going up to Derby. It fell on Vasaki, and it was the January of that year. We faced them in the April. January was when we got made official on the website. So we met when we were unofficial, and then we met them up in Derby when we become an official outfit. And they invited us kindly to the pitchside presentation for the Player of the Year award, which was lovely. And that was the first time I met Pav face to face. And look at us now.
It's all been downhill since.
But since they went up last season, didn't think this kind of opportunity would come again.
Well,
and
just to add to what Arvi said, I think he's really underestimated. You talked about all the other clubs and other Punjabi supporters groups. I know from our experience and the experience of some of the others, it's been a longer challenge to get the clubs involved and engaged. What Arvi and the group have done here with with Leyton Orient is fantastic, because they've literally gone where some clubs have taken like maybe 5 years to get to that point. They've just done it, and they're really part of the DNA. I came to the Diwali event that Arvi hosted. You had the local MP, you had people from the men's club, you had the people from the women's club, academy as well, and it was fantastic to see how the club have embraced not just Punjabios but the whole culture and the diversity of where Leyton is.
First is to have that representation in the stadium as fans. And then off the back of that is to increase the number of fans of South Asian heritage. To just let them know that there's a safe space for you to come and watch games. And then off the back of that, concurrently, is to try and get one of our own boys or girls on that football pitch playing as a pro footballer. So to get someone of Punjabi or South Asian heritage to be playing for Leyton Orient, even if we could nurture someone from an academy level all the way through, to see that happen would be like a dream come true. So ultimately that's the goal. But as the journey's going on, is to increase the South Asian fan base that actually come to the stadium. We all know that South Asians love football. It's about showing it now, and we're trying to get the local community involved with the events that we run and also events that we attend. because then when we showcase it on the socials, people are, oh, that's really good. You know, when we do stuff ourselves, you know, people turn up and they're like, oh, it's wonderful. Some don't even know there's a stadium on their doorstep. So these are the kind of things that we're sort of creating awareness on. And it's going great so far. And the club, like Pav said, they're so on board with everything. They're embracing everything, and you know, it's great. I can approach them with any questions, and they never shut me down. They always want to hear more, and on ways we can actually work together and achieve something greater than what we're currently doing. So yeah.
That's brilliant. And I mean, like off the back of that, obviously Derby, I think you put a post or Punjabi Rams put a post out about first Punjabi's in Derby 1951, and now you've got Kira Rai with her shirt in the shop. What does it mean for you to see Kira Rai having the success she's had, to see her name on the mannequins in the club shop? What does it feel like?
It's a bit of a pinch yourself moment, really, because you're dreaming. Because, I mean, you didn't really think that when we started a supporters group, we never thought we'd have anybody, male or female, with their name on the shirt in the club shop. And to be honest, that was a real aspiration or a dream that we just thought we probably wouldn't achieve. But we look at what Kira's done, and she's evolved. When we started sponsoring her and supporting her, probably about 6-7 seasons, if not longer now, and she was just making a name in the game, and she didn't. I was like, Kira, do you realise what a role model is? And she didn't really take it on board, but now I think she's really, last few years, really embraced it and realised that her being on the pitch, what that means. At Derby, we've got a couple of other girls, South Asian heritage, doing really well in the academy, and that's because they've got Kira to look up to. And it's that ripple effect. It's not just Derby, but the ripple effect across the country as well. And she's been to different talks that she's been with the FA and corporates as well, and you realise that level of influence. And when people say that representation matters, that's why it matters. And what Kira's shown is, actually, there might be obstacles, but you can achieve your goals. And that's the message, I guess, for any future Kiras or any young lads as well. Is like, yeah, you're going to have some tough times, but if you stick at it, look what you can achieve.
What would it have meant to you when you were young boys to be able to see these support groups that you run today? If you had that when you were younger, what would that have meant?
I would have become a professional footballer. It would have been so inspiring to know that people that look like us are at stadiums, you know, watching games. And, you know, we might be in a better position now in terms of our players being on the pitch. So maybe we're on that journey right now and we'll get there someday. But I think if it was around when we were younger, I think we would have been a lot more further along in the journey now.
100%, I agree with what Arvi says there. If I look at now at Derby, we've got a member on the supporters board. We're on the supporters charter group. We've got representatives on the board of the women's team. So now we're at the point where we're able to influence things on the footballing side. So what could that have meant if we'd started that journey 20, 30 years ago? And that's from the footballing side. From the supporting side, when I was younger, my dad worked Saturdays, so very rarely went to Saturday games. So it was midweek games, bank holiday games. But if you had that group who were going together, would have meant I got to more games, would have meant other young lads got to more games. When we started off as a group, we said we wanted to get more lads going to away games, younger guys. And there were some who were in their late teens, and they're like, I've never been away because I was a little bit frightened and scared, a bit unsure. And we gave them that, I guess, that community to go with. And I think that would have just meant the journey I know for us, we're only 10 years in, and I still feel like we've just started because there's still so much work to do, and it's like we're playing catch up. And I think we've got to a certain level now, but it's almost like all the groups working together as well and coming up and putting the same pressure. Me going to Derby, oh, look what's going on at Orient, look how the club is supporting, and everybody using the momentum we're building together to just keep growing. Similar to the Kira story, if you're just comfortable, if you're looking out and you're seeing everybody from grassroots, referees, on the stand, and you're seeing there's people like me, I belong. and it's all about that sense of belonging. Then you think, actually, those obstacles, maybe they're not real obstacles, and then they're in my head.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's that side of it. I agree with Pav there as well. It's that sense of belonging, but then also as a supporters group, I mean, we're both official supporters groups of our respective clubs. It's about having further conversations with the club in terms of, possible recruitment of South Asian players, male and female, into the academies as well. That's where we can sort of have an influence. And I think that would prove to be making bigger headway than just going to the games. But going to the games is a big step forward.
Lastly, what are your predictions on tonight's score?
It's typical Derby, right? We can face City at home in the next game, so we're going to lose 2-0.
Yeah, I'll go with that.